Hello, everyone. Finally, after a week, I'm here with another episode for Green Healing, and we're gonna talk about losing body fat. That's one of the favorite topic for everyone I know. We're gonna be talking with Dawn Cuckow. Am I pronounced it well?
Yep,
Yes.
that's fine.
Yes. So be with us till the end. If you have any question about this, we're gonna answer you. Welcome to my show, Dawn.
Thank you. I'm really pleased to be here, Pantea.
So Dawn is best-selling author. She just is I guess in January
January, yeah.
she became bestseller with her book, and I love her book. We're gonna talk about it soon. And she's also a nutritional therapist. So we want to know what is this cravings going on, because everybody has craving. It's very difficult to resist. And that's why we get all the belly fats and everything around us. So tell me about this. First, introduce yourself and how did you become nutritional therapist, if you had any health issue before which led you to be nutritional therapist. Please let us know. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Pantea. Okay, so as you know, my name is Dawn Cuckow, and as Pantea said, I'm a nutritional therapist. And how did I become a nutritional therapist? Well, originally I used to work, I was a software engineer, an IT project manager and designer, a bit like Pantea. But I used to get terrible, terrible period pains, and nothing I did worked. And the doctors didn't know what to do. They'd given me prescription painkillers, but they weren't improving it at all. And they were saying the next step was an exploratory operation. And I really didn't want to go down that route. So I went to see a nutritional therapist. And to be honest, I wasn't really expecting great things, but I didn't really know what else to do. And within 3 months of that appointment and changing my diet, I had no period pains ever again. So I was really pretty impressed with this. And so I went to study nutritional therapy. And then, so my route into nutritional therapy wasn't through weight, but I do have a whole history myself of disordered eating, really from the age of 12. And then I ended up bulimic for a couple of years. So I really do get how hard it is when you have those cravings, that desire to overeat. But I can tell you this, I have not had cravings or that desire to overeat for over 25 years now. So it really, really is possible. I know from my own experience and from working with clients, it really is possible to get rid of cravings.
To my experience, I understand that when you have craving for sweets or even you want something salty, that's because that's the body response, right? So there is something in your body which as like a warning, tell you something. There is some hidden layers there that you have to aware of. So it's not like you just remove the craving and you feel great. You need to do some tests to see what's happening with your body, right?
Oh,
Then, yeah,
yeah. Because
yes,
you
then,
may have cravings for different reasons. And actually, this is what I look at in my book. So part one of my book actually is broken down into 11 chapters. So each chapter explains one biochemical imbalance in your body and how it can block your weight loss. So does it cause cravings? Does it cause a desire to overeat? Does it give your body the message to store fat? Does it make you store belly fat? And then at the end of each chapter is a questionnaire. So I'm not using functional tests in the book, obviously, but it gives a very good indication of whether you have that imbalance. So at the end of part one in the book, let's say it's cravings, you know what's triggering your cravings. If it's belly fat, you know why you're storing belly fat, what biochemical imbalances in your body are causing that. And it may be
great.
different for different people.
Yeah, can you show us your book?
Oh, I would love to show you my book. Ta-da!
The
With this
body
lovely
effects
colour.
discover what's, can
Oops,
you read
sorry.
it? Yeah. Discover what's triggering your craving and belly fat.
Yeah. Then
Amazing.
reveal your unique path to lasting weight loss. So
Exactly. Yeah, because I see you, looks like you don't have any weight issue as I see right now.
no, do you know what?
No.
I eat really healthily. I eat what I want to eat, and my weight's been pretty stable for for decades.
Wow, amazing. So how can we train our body to be more responsive about the craving and how can we resist craving?
Okay, what I do is I help people bring their bodies into balance to actually reduce or eliminate the cravings, but that doesn't happen overnight. So in the meantime, we look at what you can do to when the cravings hit. And there are certain things you can do, like for example, if you have some protein, that for many people that works, or the membranes of green vegetables actually reduce sugar cravings. So having something like a green smoothie sweetened with a bit of fruit. Or if you really want, say, like a cake or a muffin, finding a healthier version that's sweetened with dates or dried fruit rather than sugar. Because when you eat the sugar, it does all sorts of things, including affect your blood sugar levels, which then triggers cravings for more sugar further down the line.
Yes,
So as to how you get rid of the cravings, well, that really depends on what's triggering your cravings. So for a lot of people, it may be stress. So a really good place to start is by reducing your stress levels. For other
yes,
people, it may be because their blood sugar levels drop too low. So we look at balancing their blood sugar levels. For other people, it may be female hormone imbalances. So we look at balancing your female hormones. So it's very much an individual approach.
interesting. So, because eating the sugar is so easy. You feel hungry, but instead of having protein, because it's not easy to prepare food, especially for kids, for them it's very easy to have sugar and cake. But as you say, this dry fruit is really good. I always have it on my pocket.
Yeah, and if you're going to have some dried fruit, again,
Yes,
they have the fiber and everything with them, but they still have quite an effect on your blood sugar levels. And you want to one of the core things is to stabilize your blood sugar levels. So having it with a few nuts or a few seeds, for example, can help reduce the effect on your blood sugar.
yeah.
So,
Can you give us a very good recipe for breakfast? Let's say you start the day sometime, I don't know what to eat for breakfast if you want to have a very healthy one, because you don't want to repeat the every day with same thing, and it's very difficult when you have gluten free breakfast and you want to stay healthy but you don't want to repeat everything. Do you have some recommendation for good breakfast?
oh yeah, and in fact, breakfast is where one of the places that I start. In part 2 of my book, we go through a step-by-step process, and the first step is breakfast, because for many people, starting the day well actually helps them psychologically as well as biochemically. You feel like you've started well, so you want to continue. So one of my favorite breakfasts is actually chia porridge. So either I get up in the morning or I do it the night before, and I just soak some whole chia in coconut milk, because I particularly love coconut milk in chia porridge, but you could use almond milk or oat milk or whatever milk you like. And so that has to be left for at least half an hour. And then I add some oats and I add fruit and I add sunflower seeds, because I particularly like sunflower seeds. I may add some walnuts or Brazil nuts. So that's one of my favorite ones. But also oat porridges are really great as well.
So do you eat oat every day as breakfast?
Not every day, but it's one of my real go-to ones.
So what do you think about fruits, like in the morning if you want to start your day with fruits, because they are raw, right? And you may have some chia seed or some flax seed on top of it.
Yeah.
And I love hemp seed as well. Sometimes I do this and I add walnut. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds like a great breakfast. And actually, with the walnuts and the hemp seed, you're also getting omega-3 fats.
Yes.
And many people are low in omega-3 fats. And if you don't have enough omega-3 fats, you have too many omega-6 fats, which most people do these days, you're more likely to have inflammation in your body. Now, inflammation, as you know, creates a host of conditions, but also it leads to weight gain. So I
Interesting.
think increasing your omega-3 fats is a really good idea for pretty
It's a
much
good
everything.
idea because that's interesting. Hemp seed is a very great source of protein, and I love it. I add it to my salad, my fruits, everything. And not only is not like if you have flaxseed is a bit tough to eat, but hemp seed is softer, is easier to eat,
Yeah.
and it's so filling. Like you have fruits, and then you don't have any craving when you add some protein because it's a very good source of protein as well.
Do you know what? On my Instagram, you can get a free download, which is some sugar-free recipes. And then
Wow,
one in there for
amazing,
spirulina balls. And if you roll them up and then roll them in hemp seed, in the hemp seed hearts, they are really lovely.
beautiful. What do you think about rice and bread? What kind of rice and bread? Because I know rice is not is gluten free,
Hmm.
but bread it has gluten because it has flour in it, right? Flour, wheat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we have to. So, what kind of rice or bread do you recommend?
okay, so it's best to have the foods in their most natural form. So the whole grain rice, the brown rice, because that way you're getting more of the fiber and more of the nutrients. So that's good for your health in general, not just your weight. And of course, the fiber is more filling and you need the B vitamins in it for your metabolism. And the same with bread. Now, there's this whole thing about gluten-free at the moment, and many people can't eat gluten, but many people can. But the problem is that people eat so much gluten. You know, you might have a wheat-based cereal for breakfast, a biscuit mid-morning, sandwich for lunch, pasta for dinner, maybe a cake in the day. And that's an enormous amount of wheat. And I don't think it's good for anybody to be eating that amount of one food. But that
Mhm.
doesn't mean you have to cut it out completely. And so again, the whole grain bread, the granary bread, it has more nutrients and more fiber in it, which is better for you.
Amazing. So, any recommendation for lunch? Do we
Lunch.
have to have a full dinner and lunch, or we can skip dinner?
I think it's better for most people not to skip meals
Mm,
because if you go a long time without food, it doesn't stabilize your blood sugar levels, and particularly for women because of their hormone balance is linked to that. Now, some people like to intermittent fast, but if you're doing that, what I would say is start your fast earlier in the day to have your dinner earlier, and then you've already got more of a fast till breakfast the next morning. So lunch ideas, well, one of my favorite things to do at the moment, because I'm working at home and I'm quite busy, is I save some of my dinner from the night before. Or another one of my favorite things to do that's really easy is to make a vegetable bowl. So in a bowl, I will just steam whatever vegetables I've got in the house. So there's no set recipe for this. And then I will add some protein. So maybe a hard-boiled egg or some tofu or something like that. I may have something like some brown rice in there. And then I just make a sauce. And one of my favorite sauces is just like to fry up an onion, which I pretty much always have, and lots of spices. I always have lots of spices in the house. And then add again, sorry, coming back to coconut milk because I happen to like that. But it sounds like I have coconut milk all the time, which I don't, but I do like it. And then just make a sauce like that and then pour it in on top.
amazing. Are you vegetarian?
I I probably eat about 90% vegan, but I do eat fish and I do eat eggs and I do have a small amount of dairy, but I don't eat meat.
Yeah, okay, but still you eat fish. Even I see some of the vegetarian after sometimes they have to take some fish at least because they can't get all the nutrition from that vegetarian diet. But I don't know, like I haven't been, I tried being vegetarian, but it was not really for me.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody is different. And I've worked with people that are vegan, I've worked with meat eaters, and I don't say you should eat like I eat. I say you should find your way of eating that balances your body and
exactly.
that you like and that's sustainable for you. Because there's
Yeah,
no point. It's like, this is part of the problem with diets. They treat everyone like a one size fits all. But we've all got different dietary preferences and requirements. And you're not going to follow a way of eating longer term if you don't like it or if it doesn't suit you.
exactly. And you can't even force yourself to eat something that tastes good, or everybody says good for you, that has a lot of benefits. Because in functional medicine, I just realized, maybe if you don't like something, maybe your body doesn't like it as well. Like, for me, tomato was not really big thing. Like, I never liked tomato too much. I just have it because I know, oh, that prevents cancer. It's great. It had lots of vitamin C and other vitamin mineral sources there. But I was not a fan of tomato. Then I realized tomato can create a lot of inflammation in my body. So it's not good to have a lot of tomato for me. So I'm not saying I limited. I'm not saying I eliminated, but I had to limit it. Let's say it's same as mango. Mango create inflammation for me. So everybody has their own, as you said, their own reaction to food.
Yes, I think our body often tells us, and our body knows what we need.
Yes.
And so people say, well, why, if your body is so clever, why does it make you crave sugar? And actually, your body does things like that when it's out of balance.
Yeah.
And if you think about our ancestors, so let's say we talked about blood sugar. Let's say you're craving sugar because your blood sugar levels are low. The
Yeah.
quickest way to get your blood sugar levels up is to eat something sugary and sweet. But of course, sugary food has only been available in relatively recent terms. Whereas in the past, if you think about naturally sweet foods, you'd probably have had, I don't know, an apple or some berries, which come with a host of nutrients and fiber and everything else. They don't disrupt your blood sugar in the same way as refined sugars, nor do they have the negative effects of refined sugars. So it's kind of your body trying to bring itself back into balance, but coping with our modern lives.
So give us some recommendation, or let's say 3 to 5 points to clarify your topic. Kill the craving, lose the body fat. Give us 5 steps how we can do it, how we can start.
Okay. So the very first thing is to find out what is triggering your cravings, what's triggering your body to store extra fat. And then it's as I said, I start with breakfast. So we look at getting breakfast right for you. And then my next step in my process is we look at increasing fruits and vegetables. So they have all sorts of benefits to weight loss. And we all know they're really good for us, but they can also help you lose weight. And some of them have specific properties as well. So if, for example, you have female hormone imbalances, then it's good to increase vegetables that support your liver because your liver clears old hormones. Or it's good to increase vegetables that are phytoestrogens, which help balance your estrogen levels. So for each thing that's going on, you can tailor that step. So, but in general, I would say, sorry, you wanted 5 steps.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in general, what did you want to say?
No, I was just saying, so in general, I would say eat as naturally as you can because processed foods are not good for anybody. And so also make sure you're including proteins, fruit and vegetables, and the right types of fats. And the right type of carbs, the unrefined ones.
Yes, exactly. So okay. I see you have website and you have Facebook. Do you also have any freebies for my audience?
If you go onto my website, you can it's called Your Uniquely You Weight Loss Blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
And that will give you an idea of what's triggering what things in your body.
Mm-hmm.
I also have some free recipes. They're on my Instagram at the moment. If you go onto my
I like
Instagram account.
that. Yeah.
There's also a fun quiz on my Instagram, and it's to test your knowledge about which fruit and vegetables have which properties. And it's just a bit of fun, but you learn something
Yeah.
from it too.
This podcast is gonna be in audio version as well. So I just want to read this for my audience. DawnCuckow.com, but that's spelling like this: DawnCuckow.com.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your website, and your Facebook, same,
Yes.
right? You have your name there again, and but point you have a dot, the body effect. So Dawn Cuckow dot the body effect, and then you have Instagram with your name.
On Instagram, it's the other way around, which is Cookow Dawn. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are very we are very close to the end. If you want to add something or show us your book again, and help my audience to see what you have, and which part do you think it's more helpful to? Yeah, can you show
Okay.
us?
This is
Yes.
the book. But what
Mhm.
I would say is many people feel very demoralized when it comes to their weight and when it comes to their relationship with food. And they've tried many things and it hasn't worked. But when you find out, I mean, many people have said to me when they found out what their body is triggering their cravings, their body is triggering the overeating, then it has taken away the shame around it. And I think that's a really, really big thing for many people. And it is possible to get rid of those cravings. It is possible to get rid of that desire to overeat. It takes time, but be nice to your body in the meantime. Don't beat yourself up when it doesn't go perfectly, because that can become really counterproductive.
And I'm gonna add something else. I see in your book you talk about diet, and you said you cannot have the diet for a long time. Can you explain why is this? Not because people go with a specific diet,
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
after sometimes they weight get back again.
Yes. So diets in general don't work. And we know that most people actually regain all the weight they lost and a bit more. But people see diets as a short-term thing, and then they go back to their old way of eating. So actually what is much better to do is to find a way of eating that's sustainable for you, that works long-term for you, that makes you feel good, that you enjoy. I don't really like the word diet because it has so many negative connotations. I like to help people find a way of eating that they feel good on, that brings their
Exactly.
body back into balance.
And Dawn, after sometimes when you don't eat cake, like me, if I eat cake right now, not emotionally I feel bad, but my stomach get hurts because my body tries to find more natural resort for food and sugar. So I go to dry fruit, or I go to actual fruit for sugar. When I have cookies or
Mhm.
uh, something that is sugary, it really irritates me. Like my body get hurt. So after some time, even your body doesn't like it, even if you
Your
want
taste do
to.
change. People think they have to use a lot of willpower to resist that cake. But actually
Yes,
you don't, because the cake doesn't have the same appeal anymore. You don't want it in the same way. And when you do
yeah,
have it, it doesn't taste quite the same. If you stay off it for a while, then it really doesn't taste the same.
exactly. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank
And
you, Pantera.
hopefully
I've
we
really
can.
enjoyed it too.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we can have you later in Summit or other podcasts as well.
That would be great.
Thanks. Please subscribe to Panta Calhoun Transition channel and order my book Naturally Conceived through Amazon. Thank you for watching.